Many people assume that burnout is caused by working too hard. More than one pastor I've coached has said something like, "I'm not sure how much longer I can last. I haven't had a Sunday off in 5 years." At first glance, you might think this burnout was caused by overworking and a lack of rest. However, if we are brave enough to dig down to the root cause of our burnout, it's rarely overwork. When we begin to do the hard work of getting to the cause of our burnout, it can be a bit like peeling an onion. At first, we think overwork is the cause, but if we dig deeper with the help of a friend, coach, or counselor, we will begin to see something behind our overwork. Maybe it's driven by people-pleasing, or by wanting to avoid trouble at home. Whatever the root cause, there is always a deeper issue behind overwork. As I explored the cause of my own burnout, I found layers of people-pleasing, unrealistic expectations, and a need for praise that went back to my childhood. Chronic anxiety and shame. Lots of shame. I didn't know these were factors until I peeled back the layers. Chronic anxiety is the common thread in most cases of burnout. Anxiety tells us the lie that we are missing something. When we embrace that lie, it leads to desperation or despair. Anxiety and shame are usually inseparable. They feed off each other. When we feel anxious, our personal identity and unique way of showing up in the world are threatened. We can be tempted to withdraw, to put on a mask, or become aggressive, which are all ways we lose our confident, brave, healthy self. Anxiety contributes to our shame, or loss of self. Kurt Thompson, author of The Soul of Shame, says researchers have described shame as a feeling that is deeply associated with a person's sense of self, apart from any interactions with others. Guilt, on the other hand, emerges as a result of something I have done that negatively affects someone else. Guilt is something I feel because I have done something bad. Shame is something I feel because I am bad. Shame is a rejection of self that leads to isolation from others for fear that they will see how bad we are. We imagine that others will hate, judge, or reject us, usually despite evidence to the contrary. Sometimes anxiety and shame are hard to see because they are masked behind anger. Anger is a secondary emotion. It's usually there to hide a tender or wounded part of us. If you find yourself experiencing a generalized anger, that is anger for which you can't pinpoint a source or cause, it's probably hiding something like anxiety or shame. If you are fighting burnout, anxiety and shame probably play a large role. In the Weary Leader's Guide to Burnout, I discuss how anxiety and shame contribute to burnout in so many ways, and the practical steps that you can take to get out of the anxiety-shame cycle.